Let's quickly talk about New England. N'Keal Harry in the first round. N'Keal Harry out of Arizona State. Herm Edwards is tight with Bill Belichick. This kid is a good jump ball receiver. He's going to be very, very good for the Patriots. Now, in the second round, they did get Jawan Williams, who is a big 6'3" cornerback. He kind of plays like Eric Rowe. It's a total scheme fit. He's not very fast. But again, I think that they are going to know how to use him. I would have loved Irv Smith on the Patriots because their main hole is a tight end, and Irv would have been an absolute perfect value. Instead, he goes to the Minnesota Vikings in the second round. So, you start out and they're doing okay, the Patriots, but then the Patriots land some absolute gems in this class. They get cajuiced in the third round. They get cajuiced in about the fourth round. Then the Patriots, they also hit on Chase Winovich. What a pick. That right up there with Nasir Adderley. That was my favorite pick in the whole class. I think that Chase Winovich is absolutely going to be a star, great football character from Pittsburgh, just really an incredible leader, and a guy that's going to be coming off the edge like a fireball. And this guy, I'm not going to say he's going to be Clay Matthews, but I think he's going to get after the quarterback. He's a tough linebacker. I think he can even have double-digit sack seasons and be a Pro Bowler in the third round. That's how special Winovich is, and I think Winovich, I can't say enough great things about that pick. That pick was incredible. Then the Patriots get Damian Harris, too. I mean, the list goes on and on. They get another solid, good running back to balance with Sony Michel. Just wow and wow. And they have James White still on their team. The Patriots. And then the Patriots also, this is the main one I want to talk about, is Jarrett Stidham. I was telling Kid Blue, and if Kid Blue's watching this, I owe Kid Blue about $40 or $50 because I said that Jarrett Stidham would be a round one guy. I said he would sneak into the bottom of round one. I also said Jarrett Stidham would be a round two guy at the very least. Ryan Finley and Will Grier go before Jarrett Stidham. Nobody wants quarterbacks. Will Grier, by the way, going to be a career backup quarterback. He's not good at all. His ceiling is Kirk Cousins, but he's not going to be Kirk Cousins. He doesn't even have the arm that Kirk has. Ryan Finley's a career backup, does nothing for me, has no escapability at all. Average arm talent with no escapability, is not an athlete at all. Very plain backup quarterback. Kind of plays like Ryan Mallett. Actually, Ryan Mallett has so much more talent than Finley. Finley really won't do anything in the NFL. Bengals, Jarrett Stidham has unbelievable upside. This kid, when you see him throw the football, he's a 4-star recruit from Stevensville, Texas, for a reason. This kid can absolutely throw frozen ropes. He throws frozen ropes. This kid has the prettiest deep ball maybe in the entire class other than Drew Lock. I mean, he lobs that deep ball in there. He can throw it about 60 or he could throw it about 70 yards. The velocity on his intermediate throws is ridiculous. He can throw it in the tight windows. This kid is a first rounder grade for me. Stidham. First round grade for me. And this kid is going to be a special quarterback. And now he's learning behind Tom Brady. The fact that he goes in the same round as like Easton Stick and some of these other guys, the fact that he's going up there with the Clayton Forsons of the world, it's malpractice. It's malfeasance by the rest of the NFL that Stidham gets to drop this low. And if I had to grade the prospects out before the draft, I'd even put Stidham ahead of Daniel Jones. Now, Daniel Jones, I like Daniel Jones in terms of his intangibles, so maybe Jones will be super, super special. But Jarrett Stidham, now the Patriots at the very least can trade Stidham after he balls out in the preseason. They could trade him probably for like a second or a first, or they could just roll with Jarrett after Tom's done. Now, to say that Jarrett Stidham is going to win, 6 Super Bowl championships, to say that he's going to win 6 Super Bowls and to say that Jarrett Stidham is going to be the greatest quarterback ever, That is completely unfair, 1,000,000% unfair. But I look at Jarrett, and I think that he's more talented than Dalton, than Derek Carr. I think if he played him right now, he'd be a top 17 quarterback in the NFL. That's how good Stidham is. Stidham's a beast. And the Patriots, of course, they land him. He's the one guy that's a threat. Ryan Finley's not a threat to Dalton. Will Greer's not a threat to Cam Newton. Jarrett Stidham, my gosh, does he have talent. Now, at college, he didn't produce incredibly well because, well, he did produce the year before. He beat Georgia and Alabama at Jordan-Hare. He beat them, and he played great. SEC championship, a couple turnovers, but a very good defense. He also beat Washington when Washington was at peak of powers in the beginning of the season. He had two coordinators. He had the head coach, Gus Malzahn, and Chip Lindsey. They had an inner struggle for who was calling the plays. So they had no idea who would call the plays. And the whole team, it was rocky with Gus Malzahn. He was not the best coach for Stidham. He was not the best coach in general. You did not know, was this Chip calling the plays or was it Gus? It was bizarre. And if you're going to ask Auburn fans, it was a very chaotic and bizarre season. And he struggled and he didn't do that well. I mean, his junior year was so good that you expected Stidham, after junior year, if he would have went into the draft, he would have been a third rounder. He would have been a second rounder. He would have been taken ahead of Mason Rudolph. He would have been a second round pick. And this year, people were projecting him to be a first rounder because the kid has so much talent and he still can throw the heck out of the football. But yeah, the coaching malpractice or the coaching confusion costed Jarrett Stidham. Obviously, going on the road to Alabama, going to Georgia was very, very tough. I think he had to go to A&M. Or no, he beat A&M at home. But the SEC West is no joke. It's very difficult. And I'll say this about Jarrett. His pocket presence needs to get, I mean, that's one thing that you can really criticize, is that his pocket presence is not good. And a lot of people view pocket presence as something that you can't get better than because it's a feel thing. So Jarrett, when he played against Clemson absolutely mauled, Jarrett Stidham. They sacked him like 8 or 9 times when he played that team. He got absolutely mauled by Clemson. So, you know, like Clemson killed him. And he doesn't have a good awareness of pressure. And that's something that is, and he doesn't get the ball out of his hands quickly. And he's not tremendous at reading. And that's why with the Patriots, he has to get better at reading and processing. And that's why he's going to fail, because he might not be able to read coverages quick enough. He might not be able to see coverage. But in terms of throwing the football, the guy is a wizard throwing the football. He is so damn good. He has one of the sweetest strokes in the NFL right now, even the whole NFL. The guy, love watching him throw the football. It's just he needs to know where he's going. The feet need to speed up. The recognizing the awareness in the pocket needs to get better. It does, because this guy can get sacked like 10 times, and that's what happened at Auburn. I watched a lot of Stidham games, and he was often, and he was inconsistent. I mean, he throws a great deep ball, but I think it might have been the Auburn scheme, and you get this guy in like the 4th round, where 4th round is a developmental backup position anyway. It's one of the biggest steals in draft. This kid can literally be a great starter. He could be a really, really good starter. He could be a Matt Ryan type of player in the NFL, Jarrett Stidham. Couldn't be higher on the kid. Pick of the draft for sure. It was nuts that the Bengals didn't select Stidham. It was nuts that, Carolina went with the Carolina connection with Will Greer, but still. And the Patriots, they're dealing. Everybody awarded them a great grade. And honestly, when the Patriots have that much success, you're going to give them a lot of leeway. Just naturally, you're going to think that they did awesome because they're the Patriots. They win every year. But I truly loved the Winovich pick. I really liked the Harris pick, the Harry pick, and Yadni Kajus, that value. He was a first-round value in like the 3rd round. He was going like top 16 throughout this whole mock draft process. Patriots balled, did great. So that's them. That's New England.